Well, guys, we opened the show on a depressing note. My exemplary run of never finishing last has come to an end. It's a very sad day. But I was just not prepared for a cryptocurrency market correction, and it has eaten my lunch. So, lessons learned. But for the rest of you guys, it means we have a new champion. Despite the fact that we all finished in the red, a win is a win. Kyle Tanamura, well done, sir.
Yeah, the rousing minus 4% or something like that. So
I have it at minus 3.84.
so feels good. Glad I won this one.
Hey, you lost the least amount of money. That is an accomplishment.
Yes. So now my deficit is only at a all-time high of minus 15, I think.
Oof.
Yeah, that's great.
All time, I'm down at just above 3.5. So my minus 12.6 for the month gave my all-time performance a substantial haircut, which is unfortunate.
I don't think your filter doesn't like your phone, Austin, so it's not letting you.
Yeah. Well, my all-time is still 23%.
Yeah, be quiet.
Wow. Feels good.
Is it just the Ripple bet? Is that all this is?
Well, Square has done very well.
Okay.
But yes,
I was gonna say, if it's all the Ripple bet, we may have to start calling you the one-hit wonder of the group. But if there are other things involved, that wouldn't be fair.
Well, I mean, is it fair to call him a one-hit wonder if everyone else has no hits?
I mean, I would argue that everybody had at least one until this month. I mean, the correction took no prisoners, so... I mean, you can look at the bottom of the screen. Like, yes, you won, and you deserve to be commended for winning, because you did lose the least amount of money.
You know what I'm sad that none of us did buy?
What?
Did you guys notice that AMC over the last month went, like, bazonkers?
I believe I specifically brought it up on one of these.
We did.
I did not say to buy it, though.
We talked about it a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But, like, none of us ended up buying it. A lot of us said that we thought movies would do good, but none of us ended up actually buying it, and it did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, the meme stock stuff I feel like is really hard to pin down. I mean, you saw it with GameStop. Like, it giveth and it taketh very quickly, and you have to be on the right side of it.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think AMC is a meme stock. Like I said, like movies are legitimate. You had it opening up and people wanting to go out. And, like,
Yes, but I mean, the whole reason that they're not currently filing for Chapter 11 is because a bunch of people on Wall Street Bets propped them up for the last 6.5 months.
Yeah, but like you could argue that there's a legitimate investment there. That's not the same as hoping for a short squeeze that you may be betting on with GameStop. GameStop didn't have a legitimate model of recovering business until people injected cash into it. AMC hasn't changed how they make money. They were like, we're still gonna do movies. And people are like, that's fine. We think that will actually make enough short-term money, and it clearly has. So, like, I don't think that's necessarily the same.
I don't know that it's because of the reopening, though. I think it's just people are irrationally exuberant about some of these things.
Maybe. I mean, like, I don't think so. It's not like AMC is still talked about 24/7 on, like, Twitter or anything. I mean, it might be talked about on subreddits, but we have to talk about... If you want it to be true meme stock impact, it's got to be the general populace taking interest in it, like GameStop was, or Doge, or any of the current, like, crap that flies around.
Where are they at right now? Okay, so in the last month, they have gone from 10.03 to 26.12. In the last 6 months, the first initial, like, Wall Street bets for these guys put them up to 19.90. The bottom fell out at 8.63. It recovered at $13, and ever since it has traded between $5.50 and about $14 until 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden it's like...
So, I guess we will see. Though the Motley Fool did publish an interesting article. I think it was yesterday. AMC versus Doge. Which is the bigger pump and dump scheme?
Doge.
Doge, because you can't buy anything with it yet.
Hey, you can go to the moon.
Okay.
Okay, so you're legitimately in on AMC though. Okay.
I don't know if I'm legitimately in. I think that we should. I think it would have been like not a bad investment. Like I think it's unfair to say like that was a total like deep investment. I don't know if you want to keep going in it long term. I mean, AMC did drive itself bankrupt once, so it's not like they've changed anything. Like I said, I just think that you did have some opportunity here to make some money.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of movies, in a roundabout way, Amazon's acquisition of MGM Studios. Is it going to reshape the content streaming wars or not? Because I'll be honest with you, like, we have Amazon Prime, but we use it more to ship things to the house than we do anything else. I'll occasionally watch stuff on there, but for the most part, it's a total afterthought. Like, I don't particularly think that the user interface is any good. There's not a ton of shows on there that I'll watch anyway, maybe like 2 or 3. So, does a legitimate content library of stuff that has a proven track record of being insanely popular actually make people respect Prime Video as an offering compared to Netflix, compared to the acquisition merger thing of AT&T and Discover? Like, where are you ranking these in terms of the hierarchy of all the streaming services?
I don't know. A lot of Prime Video's content isn't free right now, right? So that's like
Yeah.
the main thing.
That's the other annoying part.
That's the biggest thing.
So like adding MGM's library, or like MGM's, all of their trademark material to
Yeah.
their library. That sounds intriguing. If I can watch it. for
If
free
you
with
can
my
watch it,
Prime
yeah.
stuff. So like I don't know.
I feel that Prime's biggest competitor is HBO because I think the style of shows that they have are very similar. Where Netflix has more of a diverse library.
Okay.
I would agree. Prime Video is more TVE, whereas Netflix has become over time, I feel like more of their own like kind of like special shows kind of thing.
They do a lot more, I feel like, limited runs and smaller, like, micro series, for lack of a better word.
Well, part of that is because they cancel everything after a couple seasons. So.
Also true. I was watching a show the other day, just casually in the background. My wife was watching it while I was cooking dinner. And the episode ended. And there was a lot of things that were clearly not resolved in this TV show. And then it just went to the main menu. And I was like, that's it? She goes, yeah, they canceled it after 4 seasons, so they never finished any of it. It was one of the most, like, I was not invested in the show at all. But it was so dissatisfying. Like, we are never going to answer any of these questions. You just have to sit there and deal with it. It was awful.
Was it based off a book or anything? So you can just go like Google how it ends?
No, it was just some made-up sitcom. I don't know if they produced it or if they bought the rights for it or what, but it was awful, dude.
Yeah, it is awful. Sitcom, you're never gonna figure it out, and it's not gonna be something. It wouldn't have been something that you could just like logically think through.
No, I mean, I think you can assume the end is usually happily ever after the end, because most sitcoms are. But I feel like in a lot of ways they were midway through the story arc and they just got bored and so they dumped it. But I don't know. Anyway, so Austin says it's more like HBO. I don't know. Let's look at how many subscribers HBO Max has right now. Because
HBO's a big selling point right now.
honestly, I couldn't tell you. HBO Max has 44.2 million subscribers.
I don't know if that's different from HBO Go. I don't know if that's included in the same description.
Oh, goodness. There's a second one?
Description.
Do you have it, Austin? If you have it, what do you watch on it? What is the appeal of HBO's?
I was watching Silicon
Interesting.
I needed to know the ins and outs of the DC world before I joined.
Obviously. Great market research.
Okay, so HBO Go allows existing HBO subscribers to stream selections of the content. So that's like an add-on, whereas Max is the actual subscription version.
Okay.
I see. HBO Go is like the NFL app. Watch NFL games.
Yeah,
where you, like,
essentially.
subscribe to it. I see.
Okay, so by comparison, in 2018, okay, so as of earlier this year, Amazon claimed that over 175 million Amazon Prime users had streamed TV or movies in the last year. But that's coming straight from them, so I don't know if you really believe that or not.
I mean, I won't lie. I've streamed probably at least one episode of a show or like movie in the last year. So
Okay, so but that's an interesting definitional question, though. If you've streamed one episode of something,
that's. I mean, I'm sure that's what. Wait, read that description again. How did they actually literally word it?
let me find it. Over 175 million Prime members have streamed shows and movies in the past year, and streaming hours are up more than 70%.
Okay, well, if your actual hours are up, that's more. I feel like concrete.
Yeah, I mean, I would be much more inclined to put credit in the hours than the total.
Because I mean, like I said, like I don't know. I think that wording's vague enough where you could be
Yeah.
like, well, if I watched one movie in the last year, that list sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, as a marketing person, I can tell you that we all know exactly who came up with that idea. The marketing people were sitting at a table. What is the biggest number we can find? Okay, let's use that one. Like, that's the way that stuff goes. So Amazon is way bigger, but we think with... So they're already way bigger. They're already buying MGM. But we don't see them as a serious threat to Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, any of that stuff.
I don't know. I feel like the streaming people want to like start making their own content. So I don't know if they start leveraging MGM to make free content. I would say it's pretty big for Amazon. But like I said, Amazon's library is mostly just like there's a couple free things that I like to watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But for the most part, things I would care about aren't free. So I would assume like that would just continue. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is fine. I mean, if they just want to make money off it, that's cool. But if they were like trying to kill the competition, they would just open everything up to all Prime users, and everyone would just use their shit. But everything else would die probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting point, too. And I know that Disney Plus caught a lot of heat for this at the beginning, too. Where you're paying for Disney Plus, and then they released, I think it was Mulan, directly onto Disney Plus. But if you're already paying for Disney Plus, you still had to buy the movie.
Yeah, well, Amazon gets away with it because they're like, well, you're paying for your Prime subscription that is actually like these other things.
Yeah.
Like shipping, your 2-day shipping, your Prime pricing, Kindle, whatever. If you have ebooks, that you get benefits for that. So like, you get away with it by saying like, we're just giving you like the videos are extra, the free things are extra that's included, and then you can buy other shows or other movies that you're interested in. But because it's more like that, it's like there's a couple free things that are an add-on, and then for the most part you buy from the library. I don't think it's the same as Netflix, where it's like, well, I pay a monthly subscription for a video library specifically.
Yeah.
Like a video media library.
But then Disney still does it and gets away with it and makes money off of doing it.
Well, because Disney locks down all their IP, so they're like,
True.
no one else has access to it. So we know you're gonna pay for a streaming service because you bought the year-long shit to watch The Mandalorian already. So for you, and now that Mulan is out, like been hyping up the movie for a long time, but then it got delayed out the butt with COVID. So buy it, and then it turned out to not
Yeah, I mean, live action. I'm generally skeptical of live action remakes, personally. But maybe that's me. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if they try to.
How was Aladdin?
Aladdin was Aladdin.
Haven't seen
Aladdin was
it.
supposed to be better than Mulan, but I didn't see Mulan, so I don't know. Or no, I didn't see Aladdin, so I don't know. Sorry, the other way around. But I heard it was better. I heard Will Smith was as much as you could ask for from a genie that's not Robin Williams, and that was Will Smith CGI. CGI blue.
Yeah, that kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a low bar to clear.
Well, I think the problem with some of the large actions that if they don't change the story too much, like some of the elements from the story clearly work better in animation form or in animation like format rather than a live or digitally rendered format. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look. It doesn't feel the same, or it feels like it breaks. It's too uncanny valley or something. So
Yeah.
It doesn't work out.
I don't know. I personally am just not a fan of remakes in general, but maybe that's just me being old and grumpy. I don't know.
I don't mind remakes. Usually, I want them to remake things that were like not great to begin with. Disney is like, oh, we're gonna remake Fantastic Four. Like that gets me excited because Fantastic Four, not a great hit.
It was not a good movie. It was not a good movie.
Like be good. But if you remake something that's already good, probably kind of hesitant.
Like the bar is already set so high.
Yeah, it's like you're already gonna piss off the fan base if it's not exactly what they want. So it's like, yeah.
Well, I guess, like, what are you trying to achieve, or what are you trying to prove by remaking something that was already good?
Well, sometimes it's like actually different, like they've changed the setting or added some sort of spin on it, so I kind of understand that. And like I said, when it's bad, legitimately, you're just like.
Well, yes, but when it's good, is there a
When it's
point?
good, to make money and it's name recognition, I don't know. Like I said, unless you're changing something, I don't think so. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, okay, was that a bad remake? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I honestly have only ever seen the original. I saw the movie poster of the Johnny Depp version and immediately decided I would never watch it.
It's good.
I didn't actually think the Johnny Depp one was bad. I like it. I've seen both of them, the Gene Wilder one and the Johnny Depp one. I like both of them. I think the Gene Wilder one is more of like an actual like kid's story, but the Johnny Depp one is interesting, and the subplots that they add with the dad, that was interesting.
Okay.
I thought it was a legitimate change.
Yeah.
That kind of explored a newish dynamic, but retained the original story. And it was definitely a Tim Burton-y, Johnny Depp kind of spin